Hello everyone, and welcome to the second video of the account takeover where we try and get TX Bill to Gold 1 in the tag team arena. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you liked the video, definitely make sure to leave it a like down below. Make sure you subscribe, all that good stuff. Quick call out, if you want to get in on one of these takeovers, feel free to reach out to me either in the comment section down below or on Discord. I'm available in both spots and we'll get something figured out. What we're doing today is we're going to be doing the champion regearing section of this. So how I was mentioning before, we want more crit rate and all that good stuff on some champions. That's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to be using the Hell Hades artifact optimizing tool, obviously, because that makes this job just infinitely more easy. But the first thing we have to do is go through here and lock some of these champions. So there are some champions that he doesn't want gear being taken from, specifically clan boss teams as well as other speed-tuned areas of the game. So we are going to lock those down real quick. So the first champion we want to lock is Mighty Uko. So I'm just going to apply that lock right there. Next champion up is going to be Duchess, actually. And Duchess does actually have a pretty decent build right now. These are her stats, and she does have a 5-piece stone skin set as well. So she has that one turn of stone skin, which is absolutely fantastic that we have those kind of stats on her. We have Shamael real quick next, who's also going to be locked for Hydra, I presume. I didn't really question this. He doesn't want any gear coming from Geomancer. I'm going to go ahead and lock both of them just to be safe, I suppose. From there, we also have Ugo. For this particular one, I think I'll just lock the first one, since we don't have as many Ugos. Next up, we have Drang. So Walking Tomb Drang, who's a fusion recently, he's going to be locked as well. Then we have Deacon Armstrong, who is speed-tuned for Clan Boss. It would have to be this one. I think I'm running a very similar comp, but I am going to just go ahead and lock both of them just for sake of simplicity and covering my backside. We're going to look at the teams that I drafted last time. So we have team number 1 being right here. We have Arbiter, Ethos, Kimmy, Madame Cerise. Team number 2 is a bit tanky. We got Duchess, we got Ursuga, we have Mountain King, and we have Ray. Team number 3 is right here. So we got Sifi, Rhodos, Kyoku, and Lydia. I was thinking about it. We might want to rearrange that team a little bit. We got Team 4, Mortu, Macabre, Mithrala, Progny, and right now we have Vogoth in there. We could also put in someone like a Syl if need be. Team 5, we have Shazar, Valkyrie, Hegemon, and Uko. So Uko is maintaining his build. This is a pretty cool looking champion. What I want to check real quick, and I'll go over this with you guys on the video as well, I want to take a look at some of our gear here. So specifically, I want to check out what we have for stone skin sets. We do have a decent amount of gear here. Not much of it is rolled, though, sadly. I'm not sure if I was okay to roll much gear or not, just because I'm wondering what kind of champions that we could potentially get built out here. There's some interesting pieces where it's a lot of flat stats. I assume since Stone Skin is such an overpowered set, he's probably just keeping everything. You know what? Let's also do this. Let's do Equipped, since we are going to be pulling from some champions as well. And then let's go back down here to Stone Skin. We have a lot more pieces here, including one coming from Cardinal. And then the other thing I wanted to check out was a set like Stun, because ooh, that's not a lot of stun gear at all, even for Equipped. I would definitely recommend boosting your stun roster a little bit. I wouldn't mind getting someone like a Hegemon into a stun set. Same thing potentially with the freeze set here. That might actually be a little bit better. It has a better chance of placing, because with a Hegemon you can build him one of 3 ways, really. So you can build him as a nuking Hegemon, which is kind of the old school meta Hegemon. It's not so prevalent these days. You have things like reaction and swift parry and all that good stuff. The second way to build him is as a CC Hegemon, where you use a frost set, where you use a stun set predominantly, and you use his A2 to try and get those lock skills or the procs on the sets. Because the sets don't require accuracy either. That's something to keep in mind. And the third way to build him is as a turn meter Hegi, which is using his A1 with Evil Eye Mastery and then targeting their speed booster. All 3 of those are probably the best, or all 3 of those are great ways to build him. I would put it as CC turn meter control, and then nuking Hegemon kind of down at the bottom. So just something to keep in mind as well. CC sets are very good on someone like a Hegemon. We'll get right in here to rebuilding those. So the first thing I want to do, again, of course, is just take a look at the Arbiter, see how fast we can get her, if she's absolutely as speedy as possible. So what I'm going to do is we're going to include equipped artifacts. We're going to not include artifacts on locked champions, and we're going to uncheck that as well. For Arbiter, we're going to try and make her just as fast as possible, and we're going to see if we can pull some gear. So it is still just sitting at that 337. So I am going to go ahead and throw this gear on her just to get that additional 7 speed on the build, because with an Arbiter, every little bit of speed is absolutely crucial. So all we have to replace here is the shield, the boots, and the chest piece. I'm going to go ahead and switch this over, and then I'll be right back on the video with you guys. Alright, so with this last piece here, that's going to be coming from, I forget that champion's name, we get the Arbiter all the way up to 337. We don't lose a whole lot of other stats on there. We lose a bit of crit rate, we lose a bit of defense, only about 400 defense and about 1000 HP. However, we did gain about 20 resistance, and we did gain an additional almost well, around 70 accuracy. So I think that definitely is a good way to go with our Arbiter build. So she's sitting at a little bit better spot now, 337 speed. So that is quite a bit better for her. We did have to pull gear, of course, from Lady Kimmy. Over here on my optimizer, I am going to go ahead and lock Arbiter now so that we're not pulling gear from her in the future. Second champion I want to check out, we're going to take a look at the build first, and that is going to be Madame Cerise. I will actually have to pull up the Deadwood Arena tool as well. So Madame is running at 246 with 572. I actually think that's a good enough build. I probably won't have to rebuild her at all, I wouldn't think. So now we're going to look at somebody like Ethos, and there is 2 ways that we could build an Ethos. So the way number 1 is we just depend on having him sitting at almost no crit rate, just using his A3. So just going for that hard nuke. This is best used with something like a Lydia is your debuffer, just in case they have a reviver and swift parry or something like that. His A3 is always critical, which is absolutely awesome. His A2 does actually hit pretty hard, so if you want to build him with crit rate, that is okay as well. We're going to get this guy built up with a lot of attack and all that good stuff. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that real quick. While I try and work on doing that, I'm going to pull up the Deadwood Arena calculator, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back here. We do have the build done here, so we're going to put in 337, I think was the speed of our Arbiter, right? Let me just double check that. And then we're going to calculate basically what the rest of our champions have to be sitting at in order to go next and not get cut in on. That you are... Yes, 337. So we're going to go over here. Fastest champion. I haven't done this in a little bit. So yeah, this is the fastest champion here. So that's going to be Arbiter, of course. Second champion, we're going to have... Okay, so we got 2 speed, 1 perception, Lore of Steel. Let's see if she has that. She does indeed. We're going to go back over here. We're going to go yes. We're going to go turn meter booster. We're going to go A3, Mentor of Heroes. So then next champion, we're going to do Lady Kimmy. We're going to do champion role. We're going to do debuff for turn meter control. Skill to use, I think it's A2. Yes, A2 is what we want to use. And then so if we go to Madame Cerise, we can see here the drastic difference actually. So if we compared running her A3, you can see how we'd have to build our Madame Cerise with 6 additional speed. So we're just going to go with this. Lady Kimmy has to be at about 250 minimum speed. So let's go ahead, go back over here. We're going to go to Kimmy. Oh, she's way faster than that already. Way, way faster. Look at that. She's already sitting way above where we need her to be. Let's go take a look at her build real quick. We can probably just do this one manually. Let's see. I will still use the artifact optimizer. I am having a real struggle finding champions here, apparently. There she is. Let's see. Yeah, she's an absolute speed demon. We probably want to get a little bit more accuracy on her, so I'm going to take off everything except her banner and her shield. Everything else is fine to stay as it is. Stats, we want speed and accuracy highly prioritized, essentially. So I'll just bring this over here so that you can see what I'm doing. So we're going to start this. We're going to take a look at this. 349 accuracy. That does require to pull from Kyoku, though, which I think will be perfectly fine. So we're going to go here. This shield is coming from the perception set with the stats of speed, HP percent, accuracy, and crit damage. We'll do equipped. We'll scroll down here. And we're going to throw this on. 28 additional speed for her there. She's going to be an absolute beast. And then, of course, the banner is coming from Kyoku, so we're going to go here, throw this banner on her. 3 less speed, which is perfectly okay, I would say, considering we gained 28. So there we go. This is the stats on our Lady Kimmy. She's an absolute beast. Back over here on the Deadwood calculator, we see that Madame Cerise has to be at least 214 speed, so we're going to go down here. I think she was sitting well above that. She is indeed. She's at 246. The last champion we're going to throw in there is Ethos. So Ethos is going to have to be at least 216 speed, so we'll say about 217 speed. So we'll do that there. We'll put 217 on this. So let's go ahead and equip. Champions will lock Kimmy. Go Ethos. We're going to go optimize artifacts. We're going to go slots. We're going to turn all this back on first of all. There we are. We're going to go sets. I do want to see what we can do in terms of putting them in a savage set. We're going to go stats. We're going to do crit rate at a soft cap. We need 217 speed, so that has to be a minimum. I want to try and get a minimum of 250 crit damage on there. We'll throw in maximum attack focus, and then let's see, we'll put a little bit of crit rate focus in there. Let's see what kind of build we can get going for this. 6,500 attack, 250 crit damage. I think that's probably killing it a little bit on the crit damage. So we could most likely switch over there. That does actually require a pull from our Rhodos as well. So let's see, we're going to go ahead and do 300% crit damage, and if we can get that, this is going to be an absolute god tier build. 5,200 attack, 301 crit damage, 38% crit rate, 228 speed. This is an insane build with 209 resistance on that as well. I'm going to go ahead and switch over here. We're going to get that Ethos built out with this insane gear. Ooh, that makes me jealous. I won't lie. So we need the amulet, which is indeed coming from our reliquary. So we're going to throw that on there. We need the ring, which is in fact not equipped on anyone right now. It's a level 8 ring, so that would be one of these. That would be this one here. This gives us the most attack possible, apparently. So we're going to slam that on there as well, and we're going to equip. We're going to come up here to the main gear. We're going to go, let's get those boots on there first. So these are speed boots coming from the Savage set, and they are on Gaius the Gleeful. Little tip, and I could be wrong on this. If I am, definitely someone please let me know down below. But I don't think Gaius actually has to be built in Savage set, because he's not doing a whole lot of damage off of his actual hits unless you're building an A1 Gaius, and his bombs don't scale with anything apart from his attack, I believe. So they can't be critical, I know that, and I don't think they actually scale based on whether or not he's ignoring defense. So we're going to go here. We got some crit damage gauntlets from the Savage set coming in, which is something you absolutely love to see. All late game builds are going to revolve around crit damage gauntlets. The sooner you can get yourself off crit rate gauntlets, the better. So substats of speed and crit rate on this, we should be able to find it. It's a level 12 piece that's just sitting here. You can see for the most part that we are massively upgrading pretty much everything as we do this. Again, we know that we got another Gaius piece coming in here as well. So we got crit damage, we got speed. This is coming from Savage set though, so again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Gaius has to be built out in Savage. Let's see, where's that helmet? There it is right there. A little bit less speed, a little bit less everything on that, really. The last thing we have here is crit damage, speed, resistance, and attack percentage coming in from our Septimus here. Another great build. So this is absolutely ridiculous. This is going to be the overall stats on this Ethos: 41k HP, 5100 defense. That is ridiculous. 228 speed. Then he's coming in with 300% crit damage. 300%. This is absolutely insane. I'm going to take it over to Arena real quick, find a team that we can beat, and I'm going to show you how this goes with this champion in this comp. So I think I'm going to run this team real quick on a comp like this. So we're going to go team number 1. I'm not going to start on auto, and we're just going to see what we can get done here. This is going to be a very slow team, a little bit tankier than usual, I would suspect. So we're going to go Mentor of Heroes. We're going to go with Lady Kimmy's A2. Perfect. We got a reactionary hit there, which is perfectly okay. We're going to remove all those buffs. This is where we're going to slow it down, use that Extinguish Life, which is always critical. Boom. 71k across the board, everyone except... Oh, I see. Stag Knight has Swift Parry, which is a bit odd. I'm just going to put it on auto there. We should be able to survive the hits perfectly fine, I would think. Stag Knight goes down, and this is where our Doom Priest goes down as well. I'll see if I can run this against a little bit more serious of a team. Perhaps if we have an Arbiter team that I think we could beat. Perhaps a team like this actually would be a pretty good test as well. This is a very tanky team, so we'll see. I'm going to make sure that I have the AI preset set up correctly, just because that is going to be a bit of an issue with this team if that's not done. It's going to be as simple as coming in here and just doing this, though, which is incredibly simple. There you go, done, boom. Let's try it out on this team here. We should be able to do it quite easily, I would think. There we go. Madame Cerise coming in, taking off everything minus. And so this is what I was saying here, where you might want a nuker to come in. We're going to put it on auto. Ooh, come on. We need to take down that Duchess. There we go. We got the Duchess. That's what I was saying, where you... Oh, those hits, though. You might want to run it with somebody like a Lydia in here as your debuffer instead, just in case that Duchess was in Swift Parry to get off that revive. But being able to take down an absolute tank of a team like that is definitely serious business. This team I'm also going to try and take on. The weakness that could happen here is if Mortu is in a Stone Skin set, of course, which I bet he's going to be. No, he's not, actually. So this should be a pretty easy run. We're going to go ahead. We're going to go boom. We are going to go boom. And we are going to go boom. Ooh, interesting. Okay, okay. So everyone actually survived there pretty much. That is incredibly odd. We're going to go here. That's going to take down their Krisk. We're going to AoE, increase our speed. We're going to AoE here. True Fear on him, boost, and it is game over. So still able to take down this team quite easily, even though it's an absolute tank of a team. I was really thinking the Mortu was going to be a little bit more of a threat there. The Krisk survived, which I found odd. Usually he goes down quite easily. So the second team we got going here is, of course, going to be the tanky Duchess, Ursuga Warcaller, Mountain King, and Ray. And I was thinking about this. We might want to switch out Ray dynamically in case we want to run someone like a Lydia for a block revive or some other strip champion. Even a Madame Cerise would work pretty good in this comp. We might actually do that. So I need to do some optimization with Mountain King for sure. I'm going to check how the Ursuga build is looking, and we'll go from there. So what do we got going on here? We got very good HP, decent defense, a little bit high speed, though. She is coming in the Divine Life set. Interesting. She would definitely be a bit better served if we could complete this bolster set. And I think we do want to slow her down a little bit as well, just so that she's soaking in more damage. So low crit damage, which is perfect. I think we are going to redo this Ursuga build, so we're going to go Ursuga. Going to bring it over here. We're going to go Ursuga Warcaller, optimize. We're going to go sets. We're going to see if we can get her built out in a bolster set. We're going to put a lot of priority on that HP. We're going to take out that speed. We're going to take out that crit damage. In fact, we want a soft cap of crit damage of 0, just to try and make sure she gets it as low as possible. We're going to go 3,200 defense as a minimum, and then we're going to do 300 resistance as a minimum as well, and let's see what we can get as a base build for this. So we get 350-ish resistance, 110k HP, 3,300 defense, 187 speed. I'm going to see if we can actually push this a little bit more. So we're going to do 450 minimum resistance, and we're going to optimize on that. These are absolutely insane builds, by the way. This looks like a very good build right here. Quite fast, though, so I'm going to see if I can actually put a soft cap on this of 0. This might be the problem where we have too much speed on this account. So let's see, we got 101, still a very similar build. She is quite quick. This build is looking absolutely spectacular though, so I think we'll go ahead and throw this on her. This is the gear that we're pulling off, so let me do that now. We're going to go up here, we're going to go fitting room, equipped. We need the weapon, the shield, and the boots, and that's all coming from the bolster set with Mortu Macabre. Mortu is definitely an interesting choice to be built out in a bolster set, that's for sure. So we're going to do something like this, and then we also need that helmet coming in. So there's the bolster set, and then we have shield and that, or sorry, helmet and that. So that's coming from protection and accuracy set. Let's go up to the accuracy here. We're pulling from Kyoku once again, but that is perfectly okay. Oops, doing this all wrong here. Come on. I hate that lag that makes me click other things. No. Okay, let's try that again. Hold on. I got to go down to the bolster set. I got to grab all that stuff from Mortu. Boom. 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 And boom. Perfect. And then I got to go here. Here. We're going up to accuracy. We're pulling from Kyoku's gloves. HP percentage, perfect. The helm we're pulling from the protection set, which is going to be on... I don't remember the name of this champion, actually. I don't have her. Skytouch Shaman. There we go. So there we go. Overall build, you can see we actually did gain a little bit of defense still. We lowered down that speed. We increased the resistance a lot. We aren't even done yet, oddly enough, actually. We still have to pull over the proper banner and the proper amulet, so we're going to go ahead and do that as well. And then you can see the finalized build, so we're going to go here. We're going to go with you. Is that a reaction piece? What are these? Yeah, these are... That is absolutely ridiculous. We're going to have our Ursuga built out in at least one piece of reaction with these stats. That is bloody ridiculous. So this is her overall stats now after the rebuild. I'm going to go ahead and put that on the optimizer. 204 speed, 3,300 defense, 100k HP, still very low crit damage, and then 451 resistance. That is amazing. For anyone who doesn't know, you want the crit damage lowered because when she's doing ally protection, it counts as a self-hitting skill, so the higher her crit damage, the higher damage she actually takes from ally protection. She's also now going to be bringing in that protected shield, which means that everybody is getting a 30k HP shield on top of whatever she offers. So now we're going to go over here to Mountain King. She is locked, as you can see, which is perfect. So we're going to go Mountain the King. He's in a lot of stone skin for some reason. We're basically going to disregard everything that we just did here. I, of course, don't want him in a bolster set either. If we could put him in... Let's see what we could do for a Savage set for this and just see if we can be absolutely ridiculous. So we're going to do stats. I want that 100% crit rate. I want to go 300 crit damage, or 300 crit damage. I need a high priority on health. For speed, we're going to go about 175 as a minimum. Let's see what we can get with the optimizer. Okay, I did figure that was definitely pushing it a little bit. Let's see if we can do 150 on that. lower the expectations down a little bit. Yeah, so this is coming from Savage gear, which of course, you know, it's going to be a little bit harder to do, that's for sure. What else could we put in when? What else? We could do, I think it's Instinct that ignores the defense. Let's see if we can do a decent stat build with that. No, we cannot. Let's go to sets here once again. Let's try do them in... perhaps if we did a Divine Life or some such, just something that'll give us a self-shield. No, nothing. Divine Offense, perhaps. I don't know why he would need that, but it's worth a try. Am I doing something wrong here that I'm not realizing? Soft cap of 100% minimum. Critical damage, let's lower that to 250 and see if we can get something going here. So we can 190 speed, 250 crit damage, 93k with 234 resistance. I think that'll be a pretty good build. We're going to go ahead and switch our Mountain King over to that real quick as well. So let's find our good old Mountain King here. This is going to be an absolute tank of a team for taking out other tanks of teams. So this is a formidable team, that's for sure. I imagine these teams would do quite well even in the regular Platinum arena as well. So here's our Mountain King. These are the stats beforehand. Abysmal crit rate, not very good speed. Okay HP. Does his stuff scale on attack? It does. It scales on HP and attack. I forgot to put the attack in there as one of the requirements. I don't have Mountain King myself, so and then we're also going to put in something like that there. See what we can do, get a little bit more attack on him, possibly 89k HP, 3300 attack, 194 speed. Still, that's going to be an absolute bonkers of a build, so we're going to go ahead and throw that one on him. Let's start with these here. So we need to go with boom, boom. We need to go equipped, and we're pulling from Nari the Lucky for both of these pieces here. Excuse me. Boom. Whip. I didn't even look at how much silver we're sitting at. Let me check that real quick. We're sitting at 10 million silver. We should be perfectly fine for doing some gear switching. I'm not really intending on rolling anything today. So we got all perception stuff coming in for these three pieces, so I'm going to grab that first. We're going to go down here. Did I say protection? I meant perception. And if I said perception, then I meant what I said. So the shield is going to be coming from Shamael. Why? I thought we locked him. Do you have multiple Shamaels? Here, hold on. Let me lock him again. Clear that. Start again. So we're going to go with the new top build here, which is 89k, 33, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, there we go. That's a bit better. Okay. So we're still going to be pulling the boots and the chest from perception, however. So let's go down here. We're going to do perception. Boots are coming from Gaelic. So right here. Chest is coming from Ultimate Gaelic, which is going to be somewhere in here, somewhere. Blah, blah, blah. Right here. Boom. Alright, next up we got some crit damage gauntlets coming in, so that's going to be coming from the Divine Offense set. And we do actually complete the Divine Offense set as well, which means we're going to get a bit more of a stacking shield on that team. Flat HP on this, we're going to go down. Divine Offense, perfect. Helmet is coming from Savage. These are... That's an interesting helmet there. Get rid of it, man. I understand if you don't use Galileo, it's perfectly fine. Savage, we're pulling from Ray. I apologize if you had your Ray built to do good things. She's no longer going to be doing those good things, I am afraid. And a protection shield is coming from Miscreated Monster. And speaking of monsters, that is exactly what this Mountain King is going to be after this build change. Look at that, 3300 attack, 89k HP, 191, 102, and 252. Let's see if the... I'm going to equip those real quick. Let's see if the... I keep forgetting her name. Let's see if the Ryan build needs a bit of tweaking or not. Decent accuracy, decent speed. I think she should be perfectly okay. I'm going to run this against an arena team, and I will be right back. I'm going to try and run it against this tanky team here because allegedly our Duchess should be going first, which means that, of course, the Tormund won't be able to freeze us since Duchess is going to put the AoE block debuffs. So let's see if we can get that done. They are going a little bit quicker here. That is perfectly fine. Block debuffs, increase attack. Boom. They don't have any damage on their team, really, which is questionable. So we're going to come in here. Block debuffs, you can't do nothing. There is a retribution or some such. We're going to get the ally protection up here. Now Mountain King is going to come in and hopefully just absolutely smack. So we're going to go ahead and hit on the ignoring defense on the Duchess there. Hopefully it's not a weak hit. Boom, 36k, nothing too crazy, nothing too crazy. This team isn't necessarily meant to do a ton of damage right out of the gate, but it definitely is going to over time as long as you you know, are hitting the right teams. So putting a tanky team against another tanky team might not have been the best option, that's for sure. This fight will probably take a little while, but if you ran this against a team that's running an Arbiter or something like that, for example, it would be pretty much game over. Let's see here. Let's hit that Duchess one more time. Yeah, that Mountain King isn't hitting quite as hard as I thought he would. I would say the team is going to work a bit better against something like this here. So what we're going to do is come in here. Let's see, first of all, Mountain King is at 191, Ray's at 257. So we're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And then I forget which one of these has a higher multiplier, but you know what? We're going to open with the one that ignores the defense, set this as the first priority, and then actually we're going to set this one as a second priority as well. So we should be able to beat a team like this on auto. I will probably manual it though, just for sake of talking through. So we have the Arbiter coming in. Madame is going to strip. And look at that. Only Ray, or not Ray, Rian went down, which is perfectly fine. We are going to revive her though. We're going to get the continuous heals out there. We're going to get the ally protection coming in. They don't have anyone else that can nuke. So we're going to take out... I don't think Arbiter's had a second turn yet, so she could revive, but we're still just going to take out someone like their Baron. 59k. Now we have to worry about Astrolith here. I think that's what his name is. Yeah, so he took out our Ursuga. I wish we had gotten that... I blocked debuffs before the True Fear went on Mountain King here. That's going to be a bit of a butt-puckering moment. That Baron hits very hard, actually. So we're going to take out their Arbiter here, hopefully. There we go, 81k. The revive is down. Ooh, okay, okay. So we're going to revive our Duchess here. And that is the bonus to running something like the Rion, which is going to have the revive on there as well, of course. Rion just about went down there. Baron's down. Astrolon is the only one left that is much of a threat here, so we're going to have the Mountain King come in, smack him. It is game over. GG. This is the type of team that this team will be good against. It was a little bit sketchy there. I will say part of that could come down to me as well. Obviously, I'm not the best at running these particular team comps because I don't have these champions. I just know the general idea behind them. It was quite lucky, though, that our Ursuga was smacked by the Astrolon as opposed to someone like a Duchess, though, so I will say that. The other thing to make mention of is I don't know if Ursuga has, like, her... Bulwark masteries and stuff on there, because that is definitely something that you would want. So overall, I would say this is a pretty decent team. I'll see if there's another speed team we could run it against here to show you what the alternate version would be. This will work quite well for my display purposes, actually. So we'll come over here and we'll throw in someone like a Madame Cerise, not starting on auto. This is a Sifi Arbiter Foley Astrolith, whatever his name is. That is a bit of a downside, though. We don't have a cleanser. This team is kind of slow. Okay, so there's the revive baited out. That's perfectly fine. There goes our Duchess. Again, running it with the Rion would probably be the better option here. Just for sake of, you know, it is what it is, I suppose. Every time you try and show off something like this, too, it's definitely going to work different. Yeah, I'm just going to back out of this one here. So something I do want to check here is going to be recently used first Mountain King's Masteries. If you want to redo these, he is going down to Helm Smasher actually, which is the correct mastery. So I wonder why he's not hitting so hard. Let me pull him up on a Yumi Love. We might want to do the we might want to rebuild him here if he scales a bit better off attack. So we're going to see what his multipliers are like. So we got Mountain. Bring this over. Mountain King Raid Shadow Legends. 1.8 attack. Yeah, no, that's not incredibly good. So his HP scaling is just a little bit kerfluffled, I guess. That's okay. This is still going to be a decent team, though, as long as you pick the fight that it's going against, of course, like I was mentioning. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the next team here, which if we go over to the arena preset, sorry if you were saving that for something. If we go over here, it's going to be team number 3. So that's the Sifi, the Rotos, the Kyoku, and the Lydia. Now I know Kyoku does have a bit of an interesting passive. Every time this champion's hit with a critical hit, heal all allies, then place an increased defense. So instead of running someone like her in there, we'd want to probably run our Kyoku in the lead in this particular, instance. So let's go over here. We're going to go here. We're going to check out how this Sifi build is looking. It is a bit slow, I won't lie, 71k HP. This is honestly a decent build. I think we'll keep that. Let's go ahead and check how our Rotos is looking. He's got good crit rate, terrible crit damage, decent attack. So let's see here. He is scaling on attack and HP, of course. We won't, or actually no, you know what, we will have a debuffer in this comp as well, which is going to be our Lydia. How's she looking? She's perfectly fine, 270, decently good stats there. So if we redo our Rotos a little bit, and then the 4th champion was the Kyoku, which we're definitely going to have to build because, you know, we took a bunch of gear from her. So we're going to come over here, we're going to go champions, we're going to go Rotos, the Lost Groom. I'm going to go optimize artifacts, sets. Let's go here. We're going to do... Let's see if we can get him in a Savage, honestly. A Savage Rotos would be pretty spectacular. We're going to do stats. We want a 100% crit rate. What is his speed at currently? 197, so we want to maintain that. We don't care so much about the HP. We just want a bunch of attack and a decent amount of HP this time. 250 crit damage is still going to be better than what he has right now by a far sight. So we don't have anything that can do that from the Savage set. That is perfectly okay. Let's see if we lowered this down to about 170 or so. Still nothing. Alright, so let's go here. Let's pull this back up to 197. Let's go to sets. Let's get this going with any. Let's go optimize and start. Interesting. Okay. So they can't quite get these stats, hey? Let's lower that speed down to 175 and see what we can get here, if anything. Nothing. Let's lower this to about 225. See if we got anything. There we go. There we go. We got something. So 229, 150 resistance, 39k HP. He is losing a little bit of HP on some of these builds. Let's see. How about this one? How's this looking? 4,400 attack, decent speed. Something like this looks perfectly fine. I think we'll go ahead and build him out in this. So we got down here, we need amulet and we need that ring. The ring is coming from Scar Torsus. Amulet is coming from Dark Elhain, which is right there. Perfect. Boom. He is going to get a bit slower, but that's perfectly okay. We got boots here. We're going to go all the way down to our, I forget the name of the set, Resilience set. These are level 16 boots right here. Chest piece is going to be attack percentage, and I apologize for pulling from Constantine here. I know he is one of your currently built damage dealers, but we're going to go ahead and switch that over to him. We got crit damage gauntlets coming in from the Perception set on Archbishop. We got shield coming in from Faceless on the Cruel set. So we are actually completing a cruel set still, which means there's going to be a little bit of defense ignored there. I'll need to check the masteries on Rotos and let you know if anything needs change there as well. I don't want to change masteries or anything like that, though. I will leave that up to you just in case there's anything that you want kept as is, essentially. We're going to do crit damage, speed, crit rate. This is again coming from Constantine, which is right here. Perfect. This is the new build. 210 speed, actually a little bit faster than it said we are going to be. 101, 230, 4600. A little bit better stats overall, except the HP, I would say. That is a lot of money to switch those over. So everyone else is looking... Actually, no, we need Kyoku. My bad. So we did pull a lot of stuff from her, actually, so she's going to be looking pretty naked. So she needs a banner and a shield, so we're going to go ahead and lock. This was... Attacks all enemies, decrease attack. Okay, yeah, so she would want a decent amount of accuracy there. So we're going to go sets, any slots, and we're going to go slots. What is she missing? Weapon? No, gloves and banner. So we're going to go like that. We're going to go stats. We're going to... She has decent speed. She has low crit rate. Okay. So we're going to put her in a bit more HP. Prioritize a bit more defense. Soft cap on critical damage is 0. And we're going to put her in more resistance. Probably about there. And then a little bit of accuracy from there. So this is not a bad build right here. A lot of resistance coming in from your Rosin and your Burangiri. Hope you do not mind, sir. We're going to go here. Equipped. Burangiri. Boom. Decent increase to the stats right there. A lot of resistance coming in on this champion. Then we're going to go here. We're going to go gloves. We're coming from the resilience set. Is right here. We're pulling from Rosin. Decent boost to the stats there as well. Perfect. This is something like what we're running with the Kyoku. A lot of resistance here, which is perfect. Usual. I'm going to lock the champion. I'm going to switch her over, or switch over here to the arena, do a couple battles with this, and see if we can get in some trouble. I'll be right back. So we got a team like this here that I'm going to try and run this against. I'll have to do the AI presets after. Let's see. So we got Hedgie coming in first. He's placing some block skills and stuff like that. All that good stuff. Got an extra turn coming in from Katruxa. Let's see here. We'll ignore 60% of the defense. Let's go ahead and smack Trunda with that. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, that's not so good. That is not so good at all. I forgot to run Kyoku in the start, by the way, so we're going to go ahead and try and place the fear on that. This team definitely could be a little bit better here. Do something like this. And then we are going to, of course, revive. Boom. Now let's try this again. This grants an extra turn. Yeah, it has the potential to, so we're just going to take out. Boom. I think we'll still get this, though. We should be perfectly fine. We're going to try and take out Katruxa here. Not take out, but you know what I mean. So she got the revive on death up. I want Sifi to do something like this. Still want to hit that Katruxa. When the Arbiter tries to revive, the Lydia is going to work exactly as intended here, where she's going to block the revive, bring our Rotos back up. She's actually going to bring up the Sifi now too, which is pretty clutch, because the Sifi got smacked. So we're going to go ahead here and do this. Block the cooldown skills on that. And again, our Rotos goes down. This is not going so hot here. We're going to sleep her. Ally protect. We're going to just A1 smack here. There we go. We got the smite on her. Let's go. We're going to try and fear here. So the team is working decently well, minus everything, really. So we're going to sleep the Hedgie. We're going to come in here. We're going to AoE decrease defense again. Down goes their Katruxa. Get that ally protection out. We're going to try and take down the Arby. There we go. And that's auto from there. Perfect. I do want to run that against a different team as well, because that definitely was a little bit sketchy. So if we run that against... you can't really target somebody who does a block debuffs like this because we don't have a stripper. This is mainly going to be run against a team that has a reviver. Not really seeing a team that we could run it against on this page, so I'm going to take this moment just to rebuild the team a little bit. So if we go down here to Team 3, we're going to do recently used first. We're going to take you out, put you in first. There we go. We're going to do Lydia. Open with this. Our Rotos, I want you doing this all the time. And then this as a secondary. Then Sifi, I want you to open with this. Kyoku, I need you always doing this, please. There we go. So this might be the death of us, but I'm going to try and run it against the Leorius Hegemon team here and see what we can get figured out. This is quite the team, that's for sure. You can see we got the increased... Ooh. Dang, okay, okay. So then from here, I'm just going to try and smack that Arby if we can. There we go. Then from here, we're going to try and take down you. I want to leave the Leorius at a decent amount of HP just so that he doesn't smack us so hard. Ooh, okay. Kyoku went down. That's perfectly fine. We're going to do this. He got the unkillable. That's perfectly okay. We're going to do revive with a full turn meter here. That's... I wasn't thinking. That's blocked by Lydia. Of course it is. Why would I do that? No. I didn't think about what I was doing. I can't revive. We're going to try that again. No. That was such an easy fumble, too. Ah, I can't revive against a Lydia. What was I doing? We're going to do this. Decreasing the turn meter. We're going to get the fear on him for... Ooh, we didn't get a fear. Okay, never mind. I was going to try and put the fear on him for a chance to survive this next coming turn. That Rotos dies so easily, though, which is not fun. This should be pretty much... Actually, no, it won't be auto from here, because then my Sifi's going to try and revive. Which we know how that's going to go, of course. Well, this game I know how that's going to go. Apparently I didn't know that last game, though. There we go. So, I need to perhaps build out the Rotos with a bit more HP. Speed. We're going to do less of a priority on this, so I want a minimum HP of 65,000. Now that's 650,000. That would be an insane tank. So we're going to try that, and let's see how that goes. Nothing. We're going to do stats. We're going to lower his speed probably a little bit to about 165, see if we can manage that. I would definitely like to have him with 65. So let's do 50. Oops. Let's do 55. Oh my god, why am I not typing? 55, 1, 2, 3. Boom. There we go, we're getting some builds. It's 53,000 HP, 228 crit damage. We'll view this. I think that'll be a decent way to go once again. Most of these pieces are on him already, aren't they? This one's coming from the Divine Life set, it would appear, with Melga wearing it. There we go. Look at that. A little bit better build on him, I would say. Still decent attack, decent HP, all that good stuff. I'm going to go ahead and... Okay, they do want me to switch out the banner and such as well here, so let's go ahead and do that real quick. Try something like this, though. This should be an auto team, because they don't have a Lydia. So allegedly it'll be auto. I do wish we had Sifi going first, though. She just got stunned. We don't have high enough res. That's okay. We got a block damage on there too, so I want to make sure that he doesn't use his big hitting skills here. Ally protection out. Then we're going to go ahead and do this. Try to burn everyone at least. We didn't burn, or I shouldn't say burn, decrease attack. So everybody, does this ignore block damage? It does. Okay, okay, okay. So So we want to take out probably their RB. I just A1 by mistake. Okay. There we go. So that should grant an extra turn since she is now dead. So then I'm going to use that to hit their Syl, which has block damage. So I shouldn't have used that quite yet. We're going to go with block skills on you. I'm perfectly okay if the Syl tries to res, just because that's going to give Lydia her passive proc, which is perfectly fine. She'll just get an extra turn. There we go. Boom. Now, at this point, I want to target the Syl. And again, this obviously isn't a high tier team or anything like that. I definitely get that. But fundamentally, you are still going to face teams like this in Silver 4 arena and Gold 1 arena, because that's not platinum level teams yet. So realistically, if we can win against a tank team like this, we are good to go. They do have a bit of a win condition in the in the way of Helicath, because Helicath is an absolute beast if he's built for damage. Or at least that's what I've noticed. We're going to equip that, and we're going to lock Rotos. Perfect. So, Syl now has the block skills on there, yada yada yada. There's the shield, but she doesn't get none. We're going to do the AoE. We're going to sleep Syl. We're going to do the AoE decrease defense. I'm going to put on manual here real quick, just because... No, okay. So there's their second reviver down. This is going to be a fully auto fight for the rest of it. Should be pretty easy, I would suspect. I would say that this is a decent team. Well, no HP now. That Rotos is hitting a lot better this round as well, considering that he was smacking for over 100k there. We're going to go against a team like this. Again, on full auto, you can easily take out a team using something like this. This team, if you built it a little bit different so that your CFE was a lot faster, I have no doubts that you could get a lot higher in arena using this team as well. All these teams, I basically set you up for good progression, wherein you can basically just upgrade the gear and direct stat upgrades and stuff like that, and you'll be able to progress yourself in arena. The core fundamentals are there. A lot of these teams, you have some sort of a tank option, a protection option, a control option, that sort of thing. And then you also have a win condition, which in this case is Lydia and Rotos. In some of our other teams, it was Mountain King, it was, you know, Nukers, that sort of thing. So what I will do here, actually we don't need to, because Lydia should cancel out the revive if Syl tries to revive. So this team's just going to go to work and do their own thing. The champion on the far right on their team there, I don't even know who that is, if I'm being honest. I know the champion to look at her, but I don't know what she does or what her skill set is, so I kind of just came into this fight blind, which is something you shouldn't do. I should have looked at the champion first, but oh well, you only live once, I suppose, and this is going to be easy work, right? So nothing too crazy. And the Rotos is absolutely out here smacking people and doing them dirty. And even though most of the time we don't have the decreased defense and weaken on this team, we don't really need it. Rotos is just that much of a beast. That much of a beast! He takes them down. Let's go. Alright, on to the next team, which in this particular case is going to be team number 4. This is taking a long time, I won't lie. So that's going to be the Mortu, the Mithrala, the Brogni, and the Vogoth. So let's get these champions built out. So we're going to go over here. We're going to start with Mortu, the Cobb, who is right here, who has like nothing on right now. Actually, Mortu's just being a little funky, and he's sitting over here naked. Dang. So we're gonna go optimize artifacts. We're gonna go stats. If I recall correctly, his secret skill, damage based on HP. So we're only worried about HP on this champion, as well as crit rate, crit damage, all that good stuff. So we're gonna go none of that, all of that, a decent amount of that, please. Speed, minimum of 130, critical rate 100%, crit damage 300%, let's say. We're going to go optimize, see what kind of a build we can get here from the start. A little bit low defense on that, so I do want to upgrade that a little bit. We'll do minimum 3200 defense, and see if we can get a better build on it that way. 50 on this, 2250 on this, speed of 125. That has to return me a build, please, dear God. There we go. Okay, let's take a look. I would like a little bit more resistance on that though, so let's put let's do something like this. not a bad build. Not a bad build at all. We'll go with this one. We'll see how it goes. So, Mr. More 2. I need to build you, please. Equipped. This is coming from Perception, first of all. Elder Scarg, it would appear. Right here. And we got HP percentage here with, oh, in the speed set, resistance, substats. That should narrow us down quite a bit. I see. Kimmy has the piece that we're looking for there. We'll go with this. I'm going to make that executive decision. This, we're going to go with speed, apparently. Not my first choice for this, that's for sure. And these are coming from the Instinct set. Which is... all the way down to here. So your Magnar is going to be broken, my friend. I apologize. But not really, because I'm pulling another piece from him straight up next, apparently. So here we go. Go down right here. Try that on, please. The helmet is one that Bivold allegedly has, although I think we might have pulled from him earlier. I'm not entirely sure. This is supposedly inside the protection set. No, Bivold does actually indeed have it, so we're going to do that. We're going to go here. We got speed, crit damage, crit rate, and resistance, which is supposed to come from the protection set, but that's the one that we put on Rotos. So we're going to do something like this. That'll work perfectly fine. Boom. So there's our newly built Mortu and Mikaub with a 20% resistance bonus. The next champion for this team was who? Mithrala, right? So let's see how her build is looking. Perfectly fine, I would say that's a decent looking Mithrala. Next up from there we had... if I made these teams, you think I'd remember? How can you do this to me? I started this company. The old Spider-Man reference there for you. Brogni. How's our Brogni build looking? Good resistance, good accuracy, decent. Yeah, no, that's decent overall. How's our build on someone like Syl looking? Because as I mentioned, Syl is the champion that I personally use in this. We could also use someone like a Valkyrie and just dynamically change it out as need be. Let's see. Actually, I'm not done with Mortu yet. I still need to put on his accessories, his jewelry. So let's do that real quick. We need to put on everything from him, actually. So the ring is coming from this feller here. The amulet is coming from Magnar, so that'll have to be upgraded at some point. There you go, something for you to work on in the future. A little bit of homework for you. That'll upgrade his crit damage quite substantially. I know you'll probably want to do it while there's an artifact enhancement event going on, though. Syl, where are you at? So there's two different ways we could run this team, by the way. So here's Syl. How are you looking? Decent speed, decent accuracy, decent everything else. So you can run this with Brogni Syl, or you could run this with Syl Vogoth, and it is completely up to you which way you go. We'll run a team like this first. I think we'll hit a refresh, and kind of like I mentioned in the other video, what you're looking for and what you want to beat with this team is going to be champions that do a lot of AoE attacks. So a team like this is a perfect example of it, where you have someone like a Deliana, you have someone like a Syl, you have a Ultimate Death Knight, and you have a Skullcrown, right? That's her name? Skullcrown? Yes. So this is literally like the perfect example of the team you'd want to counter with the one that I drafted for you here, because you have everybody doing an AoE, literally every single person doing an AoE. So I'm going to put this to be the #1 priority. Mithrala, you do whatever you want. You're pretty good at it. This is going to be #1 priority, of course. So we're going to go here. We're going to start. The champion I want to take out first in this with Mortu is actually going to be Death Knight. Because Mortu is going to... Death Knight's going to counter Mortu with his whole absorb 1 hit kind of thing. We already have Skullcrown down to needing some HP there, though. And again, I get this isn't the best team, but the same ideas are going to apply to all teams. So if you're fighting a team with a Kaimar, there you go. If you're fighting a team with an Ursuga, there you go. You're fighting a team with a Syl, you're fighting a team with a Skullcrown, a Senesha, anyone that does a lot of AoEs, there you go. Mithrala teams, this will actually counter a little bit too because of when she does her AoEs. Wither is another good champion set to use this against. With the Wither, it does take a little bit longer, and you want to make sure to target the other champions on her team first. Just because she's always cranking out the AoEs, she's always going to be able to proc Mortu, so if she dies first and then the rest of them are single hitters, they probably won't target Mortu, and that's not good. It'll take the fight a lot longer to finish. There you go. You can already see the block revive coming in from Mortu. Mithrala is going to be doing a lot of CC towards champions because when they hit and they're under a hex, they get petrified. Brogni's reflecting a little bit of the damage on them. Vogoth is going to be provoking, extending debuffs, and also healing us if we take damage. So this is overall a pretty juicy team. We got the double shield coming in too, actually, and you're like right outside plat. We could probably get you in there in like 5 more fights. You know what, I'm actually just going to leave your Vogoth for now because I don't want to ruin it on you. If you feel the need to switch over the Vogoth to a bolster set to counter teams like that, I'll let you do that on your own time. The last team that we're going to work on here... here. So the last team we're going to work on is going to be team number 5, which is going to be this team here. So we got Ukko, Shazar, Valkyrie. Let's just see how these stats are looking on everybody. That's looking pretty good, I would say. Shazar, how are you doing in terms of attack? Doing quite decent. Hedgie, you weren't in really much for sets, but you were running in decent stats. And then someone like Ukko. Decent overall, I would say. So as long as our Ukko is faster, this team should be pretty much good to run. 236. You are running, my friend, at 215. Perfect. So if we go against a team like this, we should be able to do it pretty easily. I have a feeling that this RB is probably going to be a bit faster than ours, though. But I could be wrong. They have a higher team power, but that's probably just coming from Mithrala. So let's see. What would we want to run against the first? They have not really much of a win condition in there. They have a decent amount of AoE attacks coming from the Helicath, coming from the Mithrala, the Lydia. And so I think what a good option to run there would be our Mortu team. Even though that would have worked quite well here, I would say what we'll actually end up running here is going to be our RB team, I would say. And then for the third battle, what we're going to run is our Lydia team, just since they have a Cardinal. Although we are going to switch it up a little bit, actually. I want to run a different team. So we're going to run your Mountain King team. But we're going to do it like this so that I can do the presets. We're going to do Lydia in here instead. So just keep in mind that I did change that. Just because I still want those AI presets like I mentioned. So we should be able to get through this pretty much all on auto, and you can see this also gives you a bit of an idea who to attack. Hopefully my little bit of a rundown there helped out with that. We got the Hex coming in on everybody. We got the Cleanse coming in from Mithrala, of course. Decrease defense and weaken. Block debuffs coming in. A little bit of reflect damage going out on everybody. Here I want to target Mithrala, I think, just so that we can stop getting those swoosh. That hurt a little bit. And this is the reason that I do like... Okay, well, our win condition just went down. It's the reason I like running someone like a... whatchamacallit? Okay, there we go. Yeah, fair enough. There we go, there we go. There we go. That's the reason I like running someone like a Syl, so that she can revive in that particular team. We got the block debuffs coming in here. Boom, Mountain King smacks. Ooh, we got the strip coming in though. Everybody's bombed up now. That's fine. I don't want to kill... Okay, well we did kill him. Let's kill you. Boom. Boom. Everybody survived that pretty much perfectly fine, except Ursuga. Which, I mean, that's fair. It's to be expected. Told you these teams would work. Again, this isn't the best enemy, but you know what? If you can win 2 out of 3 consistently, you're going to climb the ranks, because that's all that's required. You get the win. Obviously, you're going to climb a little bit quicker if you're winning 3 out of 3, and again, with somebody with more experience and more practice with these team sets, you'll know a bit better what to counter. I haven't had much practice. I've been working on this account for 2.5 hours at this point, in total, so, and that includes regearing, all that good stuff, so... I'm going to see if I can run it against a different team, and I'll be right back at that point as well. So, this team, we're going to run our speed team in the lead. We're going to run our Lydia tank in second, I think, just to block the revive coming in from Cardinal there. And then for the third, we're going to run... This is a tough one, actually. Probably team number 5. I'll try and manual it on the third fight though, just because I know that there's going to be a lot of turn meter increase once the Duchess places her things there. Ooh, that Arbiter's a bit faster. This is why I wanted our Arby to be a bit quicker too. We might not end up winning this tag team arena match then. They're going to go down here. Yep, there we go. Arbiter's too slow. It happens. This team should be an easy set and match though. This is a bit of a weak team, especially considering that they're in Silver 4 tag team. That's insane. I guess this guy just doesn't have much for good champions, I suppose. There we go. So now it's almost one-shotter there. It's just down to the Cardinal. There we go. So I'm gonna manual on this team. Apparently not. There we go. There we go. So our Uko goes first, but he got locked out. Lovely. So I wonder if he has a... He doesn't have Evil Eye. That's a shame. So we're going to do this. And then we're going to do this. And then we're going to do this. Evil Eye comes in clutch. Nice. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. I think we'll still end up potentially at least winning this one. The Duchess is going to be a bit of a problem, though, I will say. Ooh. Okay, okay, okay. Their Rotos was so close to death there. It was not even funny. There's the revive coming in. We'll do the same. We'll get a little bit of a tickle going off there. We're going to cleanse everybody. Or remove, I should say, block debuffs. Perfect. Or sorry, block buffs. We're going to go boom, boom, boom. We're going to do this. That drops a couple of them. There we go. The Hedgie is also down. We're going to do this. A CC Hedgie would be absolutely great for a team like this. We're going to do something like this. What's his nuts here does not appear to be booked out, but that's okay. They are probably going to get that res off just since we don't have enough turn meter control or CC to really stop it. But we'll see, we'll see. We got a smite off on her, that's nice. Got another couple hits coming in here, taking that shield off of her. Try and decrease that turn meter a little bit. Not happening, sadly. We're going to place the increased speed on everyone. We're going to do this. She sadly has block debuffs though, so we can't bomb. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. She's so close, yet so far to death. She's got good resistance too. I should have probably saved that just in the event that, well, she revives, which she did. So, let's see here. We're going to do this. And we're going to do this. There we go. We got this coming in. There we are. That should be auto from here. Now it's just their Rotos left, but he is done and dusted, as you can see. So again, winning 2 out of 3. If we had a faster Arbiter there, we probably would have won that one as well. I told you these teams would work. I know what I'm talking about. Trust me. Let's see. So a team like this, what would we want to do? This is just a random first team that I clicked on. So we have a fast team in the start. Problem with that is you don't really have an Arbiter to counter it. They are going to be hardcore buffing though, so that's actually something that we could look at countering with our Valk team, so we'll try that. Team like this is going to be blocking revive and such. They have a Leorius in there. If we brought in our tank team, that would do quite well, because the only reviver they have is Uko. And then for the third team there, it's going to be kind of hard to counter. That's actually a very sturdy team, I would say. So doing something like a, we'll try the speed team on it. We'll see what we can do. I want to manual a couple of these fights, and that's one thing I want to mention too. If you're ever struggling with an area of the game, just make sure you manual it. So we're gonna do the CC, hopefully CC at least. There we go, so Valk should get a nice little turn meter increase there. Not enough, though, to actually put her in front, it doesn't look like. So we're going to do that now. Perfect. We're going to do that on her. There we go, decreased speed coming in. He got locked out, sadly. Their Trunda is also locked out, though, which is nice. So we got a smite coming in as well as counterattacks for most of the champions, which is perfect. We have Uko coming in with another smash. Uko smash. There we go. We might lose this one still, though. I shan't lie to you. Yeah, no, this one's lost. Oh well. I was a little bit on the edge about that particular team anyways. So we're going to do this. Uko does have a chance to steal those buffs, of course. That is going to be a little bit sus. Block debuffs up just in time, though. The champion we're going to try and take out first is Ultimate Death Knight, of course, because he's going to counter my Mountain King anyways. Going to get that on him, which he resisted. Okay. Did not expect that, to be fair. We're going to take him down. That was their nuke from their Leorius. He didn't do a whole lot, as you can tell. We're going to go... I'm going to smack you. 38k. I'm going to smack you again. He's going to revive here, I think. Yeah, okay. That's fine, though. We have Lydia for just that situation, of course. That Leorius really isn't hitting hard, though. I mean, granted, we also have a lot of ally protection and stuff up, but still. That is done and dusted for that fight. I'm interested to see how this last fight will go, considering it's a very tanky team, but we do have a decent team to counter it as well, I think. It might be running in a bolster set, which would definitely make it a bit harder, though. There we go. Alright, yeah, we got a Stone Skin Mithrala as well, which isn't any too fun, that's for sure. We're going to do this. There we go. Not bad, not bad. We're going to try and strip everyone. She survives it. We're going to extinguish life on everyone. Boom! There we go. Pretty much everyone. We're going to turn meter increase here. So that's a remove debuff. We're going to do remove buffs on everyone, though. We're going to do this. True Fear. We're going to do this. Don't block revive me, please, sir. Oh, okay. He didn't proc it. He didn't proc it. That was a little bit butt-puckering there, I won't lie. There we go. We're going to boost. And we're going to do him. There we go. Now that's going to be it, done and dusted. All it's going to take from here is just simply time to win this fight. So again, a 2 out of 3. I wasn't entirely confident about this this third team, especially if I'm going to be honest. We got the smite on there. That's perfect from Lady Kimmy. 31k at the end to finish it off. There we go. Another 2 out of 3 win. I think that is honestly going to do it all for the video today. I have been recording for 1.5 hours. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you managed to watch all the way to the end, thank you so much. And I'll see you guys in the next video.